Hi, this is a conversation with Tim Hedberg, and he works full-time promoting the ideas of liberty. Tim, how is it that you got involved in the ideas of liberty?
Well, it's funny you asked me that, because what made me think of this story was being on campus here at Universidad Francisco Marroquín. And when I was in high school, I was taking an AP economics class, which in the States is a college class as a high schooler, and you get college credit. And my teacher was, let's just say he wasn't the best teacher in the world. And after a full semester of studying economics, I understood zero. I couldn't tell you what supply and demand was. Well, at the time, I had a friend living at my house from a graduate of Universidad Francisco Marroquín. His name was Marco. And he told me, I can teach you everything you need to know about economics in 1 week. I said, yeah, right, okay, whatever. But he said, let me prove it to you. So he sits down with me, and we started studying 2 hours a day. And by the end of the week, I truly knew everything I needed to know to pass my exam. I go into the exam, and sure enough, I got a 5 on the test, which is the best possible score you can get. And I was just shocked. And the reason that I was able to pass the exam was because he taught me the science of human action, right? He taught me the logic of economics, which I could apply to any situation on my exam, and it was easy enough to really get a good score. So as a gift, he gave me Hayek's Road to Serfdom. Now, as a high schooler, I wasn't the most intellectual person ever. So I had trouble, a lot of trouble understanding Hayek. I think I read the first 5 pages and I put the book down. I said, this isn't for me. Well, the next year or 2 years later, I go to college, and my professor happened to assign the book, The Road to Serfdom. Now, I should be honest and say I didn't go to college to learn, like most people. I went to college to have fun and meet people, so I wasn't the best student at the time. But I said, you know what? Instead of skimming this book like I do for all my other books, I'm actually going to read it. So I sat down and paid a lot of attention to this book, and I started reading. And because I wanted to write my friend Marco an email and tell him how much I appreciated the gift he got me. So I started reading, and I'm struggling, and I remember turning on the TV, and there was a presidential debate for the Republican Party in the United States, and I wasn't really that much into political parties, but this candidate named Ron Paul, I don't know if you've heard of him, mentions that everybody needs to read this book called The Road to Serfdom. I looked down, I looked back at the TV, that's this book. Now I'm really going to pay attention. So I started reading, and I started highlighting and highlighting, and before I knew it, the highlighter had ran out of ink because I had highlighted almost every single word in the book. By the time I finished the book, I closed it, and I realized that this was big. This was important. And I just dove in headfirst into the ideas of liberty and started reading Hayek and Mises and Bastiat and Rand and Milton Friedman. And before you know it, I was just so passionate about these ideas. And the secondary, unintended consequence of getting really excited about the ideas of liberty is that I started to care a lot about academics. Like I said, I really wasn't into the ideas. I wasn't really into school at the time. But after really understanding the importance of human liberty, I realized how everything relates. Everything is important to advance this concept of human liberty. So all of my classes became important, everything from math to philosophy. And I started studying really, really hard after that, even subjects that weren't related to liberty. And as a result, I ended up succeeding and doing really well in college and found a career advancing liberty, doing one of the best things that I possibly could. So I want to thank Universidad Francisco Marroquín for educating somebody who was able to bring me onto these ideas and provide the funnel for me to get to this place that I am now, which is just wonderful.
How is it to feel passionate about the ideas of freedom?
Yeah, what is it like? Well, it's a journey. When I first discovered the ideas, it was like a lens that changed everything that I saw. I could reinterpret and interpret all the events that I was seeing through the importance of liberty and through some of the principles that I was learning. And I looked around the world and I understood things for the first time, applying economic reasoning to these things. And over time, I've started to study other thinkers and really got deeper and deeper. And what I've realized is that you can continue to go deeper. And there's always more questions and more answers to continue discovering and seeking. And right now, my favorite thing is to just communicate these ideas in a way that other people can understand. So now I'm into the communication of them.
And how do you communicate these ideas? What are you currently doing?
Well, what I'm really fascinated right now is doing exactly what I just did, which is tell a story. And I think that narrative, the use of emotion, is really powerful. I think the human brain is actually hardwired to understand and receive stories at a level that you're not able to understand or receive hard facts or data. So I'm really exploring the possibility of using stories to help people understand the ideas of liberty.
Do you have a role model or something, someone who inspires you?
I was inspired by my family, my father, my mother, who are passionate about advancing human well-being. And I truly believe that liberty is important because it increases the prosperity and material wealth of the poorest in society. That is what I'm most interested in, is making sure that those who don't have resources and materials and education and capital will have them. And so anybody who goes through their life really trying to help those who are least advantaged are people that I look to as role models to really understand how it is that they're able to accomplish that. And I think it's still an open question as to what is the best way, and that's why I'm doing this, because it's keep on discovering more methods to accomplish that same end.
And Tim, if a student approaches you and asks, how could I learn better or know better about the philosophy of freedom, what would you recommend?
Well, there's this amazing website called learnliberty.org, and what we do on this website is we take college professors and have them explain the ideas of liberty in short, concise videos that we then graphically animate and put online for free. So you can go to YouTube and YouTube Learn Liberty, or go to the website learnliberty.org, and there's a wealth, a library of videos, online education, full courses and programs, and all kinds of stuff online that you can use to learn. But there's nothing better than finding somebody who believes these ideas and just talking to them. Come to the Universidad Francisco Marroquín if you're in the area. Engage in a dialogue with professors and students who are passionate about these ideas.
Tim, thank you very much for sharing this exciting experience with us. And thank you too.